Good morning, sir.
Good morning.
If you are watching this video, kindly like and subscribe, on notifications, and share with others. A man from the north came here and said, Tinubu will spend only one thing. And they are very sure of it in the north, going by what's happening to Dangote and the economy in general. What do you have to say about it, sir?
Yes, because it's not only Tinubu, but I don't know why the Northerners are bent on, trying to, because what Tinubu is doing now, he said he will continue from where Buhari stopped. Buhari was able to, Northernize the entire Aso Rock, and Tinubu going there too is carrying out the same agenda too, of globalizing the entire Aso Rock, but that's not the issue. The issue that Nigeria is interested in, how do you transfer their globalization, their Northernization of the leadership of Nigeria to positivity, to where the citizens can actually lay their hand on good governance at the end of the day. That's what matters to Nigeria at this point in time. But how you're able to infuse intellectuals, democrats, technocrats, renowned economists, financial experts into your cabinet to be able to drive your agenda, it's another factor. So you can see they've already set out Alin Dume against him, who has come out to criticize the federal government plan to move out a certain department of the CBN back to Lagos, to move certain things to Lagos, was actually resisted by the North. But you can see when the Southern president was there, and when the Northern president was there doing all manner of things and all that, you did not see the North actually react, But we are seeing the Southern president, you can see the North, always reacting at every point in time. But what baffles me is that, there's no unity among the South, and that is what the Northerners are trying to catch in at the end of the day. That Tinubu will not be surprised that he will be disappointed that he's going to, at the end of the day, smell only this one time.
You spoke about it, and I wanted to ask you the best thing. The northern people, they saw how Buhari was modernizing Aso Rock and appointment. Why are they surprised that Tinubu is doing the same thing? And that's number one. Number two, do you think truly that Tinubu is a Yoruba president? Because we saw, for example, Obasanjo was like in the Nigerian president, we saw Jonathan, but under the APC, we saw, for example, Buhari's appointment.
Nepotism, yes.
Tinubu appointment too. Now, do you think, again, that Tinubu is only, like that man said, he said Tinubu is a Yoruba president and they are going to remove him. Do you think that Tinubu truly is only a Yoruba president?
Let me tell you, to be honest with you, the North are very smart in trying to understand how to play into the consciousness of the Southerners at the end of the day, by raising a certain machinery that will tow a line of propaganda, of sentiment at the end of the day. That's what they are using. And you can see at this point in time now, they are trying to see if they are going to activate the eastern part of the country, which are mainly Igbos, to join the strike. But Igbos, having understood very clearly, are trying to distance themselves, from having directly involved in trying to see what they are going to open up in Tinubu's government because of what is already at stake. What is that is at stake? The life of Nnamdi Kanu is at stake currently now. So they understand very well now that they're not trying to use Igbos against Yorubas at this point in time. It's not going to work, in terms of propaganda and otherwise. But politically, the North, I feel that they are going to play a very smart game against Tinubu at the end of the day. And it looks like Tinubu is getting prepared for any eventuality at that point. So if Tinubu actually feels threatened politically, I think at a point he will know what to do and how to handle the issues so that it might not affect, if at all, he's going to have a second term ambition. Because the government of Tinubu presently, is a colossal damage to the citizens of this country currently now. And that is why everybody is like, we need to call his attention to certain policies, that has brought starvation instead of hunger to the people.
We've seen, for example, in the Tinubu camp, I'm talking about social media here, they're saying that if the North gang up against Tinubu, that they are going to call on their brothers, which are the Igbos in the South, to back Tinubu. But I'm asking a question, I said, is it the same Igbo people that you treated anyhow at the last election? Now, I'm asking you now, do you think that the Igbos are going to back Tinubu against the Northern political onslaught.
No. The fact, let me just tell you is that Igbos doesn't know how to pretend. I wish they know how to pretend. It would have been a different thing, you know. And secondly, you know that they have stakes in the 36 states of the federation, you know. And any slightest movement, their business is the target at the end of the day. So those are the things that make Igbos to continue to have a reservation over taking a certain decision, you know. And you can see it gradually that Igbos at this point in time is always very careful with Nigerian factor because, you know, over time it has been proven that, you know, the seeming understanding between Igbos and Yoruba cannot continue. It becomes very clearly that when it was time, the Northerners were even pushing for an Igbo presidency. But you can see the certain factors allied with Tinubu, and even though we know that the Yorubas has produced president of this country before, you can see what the end what played out. And today, the North is regretting that they voted based on religion, but not based on competence. So who do they want to transfer that calamity to now? If they want to transfer it to Igbo man, and of course, the Igbo man is saying, no, we cannot be part of it at the end of the day. So if it's going to lead to disintegration of the country, so be it. If it's going to lead to, you know, Tinubu must go, so be it. But let me tell you, you know, in this protest now, we are going to have three phases of this protest. We are going to have hunger, we are going to have end bad government, we are going to have also what we call revolution that might be tagged Tinubu must go. So it's going to depend on how the federal government is going to react, you know, to the people marching on the street. I pray that the federal government should be able to be very relational because there is anger almost in the north. But if you look at the public publication that we're having on ground now, the number of people who are trying to pioneer or back the protest, most of them are Yorubas. We don't see Hausa there. We don't see majorly Igbos in that list. You understand? But that does not mean they do not have affiliations in that 36 states of the federation. So that tells you that, you know, that the Yorubas are not comfortable with this present government, and that is why they not want to leverage on that and possibly push for Tinubu must go at the end of the day. But the president must be careful now. What he needed to do now is to establish an emergency options, you know, that will see the effect go down a bit. Then why he tried to look at other issues, you know, but Tinubu has not been able to show sophistication in leadership has been believed that he would have done, you know, but unfortunately, you know, he has given the Nigeria a bad image and also giving himself, you know, a questionable image at the end of the day.
I have 2 more minutes to let you go. Before I let you go, I'm asking this question. What do you think that Tinubu should do? Number one, do you think, for example, he should rejig his cabinet, maybe sack some incompetent ministers? Or number two, he should have an inclusive government of that should not be seen as a terrible government. What do you think you have to do? You just have 2 minutes left.
I think Tinubu need to, return back to status quo. You know, revisit some of those policies. If there are what he can jettison it. You know, because I don't think he has the technical know-how or the knowledge or the philosophy, you know, to transform some of those policies to positivity. You know, so that's why he's missing. That's why he needed technocrats. Look at the PDP era. You know, when PDP was also having, you hardly know, you know, because they brought in experts from all over the world, Nigerians, experts, economists, technocrats, you know, that were trying to, you know, fight and struggle to make sure that stability in the economy. But look at now, Tinubu is a politician. You know, he brought politicians to run his government, and look at the mess up. And look at even what they are saying in the midst of threats. You know, his ministers are not responding, his aides are not talking well. You know, everybody is just, you know, look as if they actually came, you know, to destabilize or even to murder Nigeria at the end of the day. So what he needs to do now, I think the first thing he needs to do is to sack all his ministers and of course open the borders first, and then we will then see how he's going to engage Nigerians properly, and also look at the issue of Dangote properly, because to find out that, you know, most of the crude that's been taken to outside the country are owned by Nigerians. Those refineries abroad are owned by Nigerians, you know, and that's why they don't want indigenous refineries like Dangote to work. And the president is here. We don't need it. You are creating ethnic sentiment at the end of the day, and it must be checkmated and stopped.
God bless you so much, Mr. Chinedu. You've done well and you've done justice to it. We'll be having you next time. God bless you.
Thank you.